Happy Thursday, Southern California. Hopefully you've been enjoying the day so far. It is toasty out there, and we're going to get even warmer here over the next couple of days. This afternoon, we're running anywhere from about 5 to 15 degrees warmer than this time yesterday, and as we've been talking about all week long, it has to do with this big ridge of high pressure, which is settling in, strengthening, and moving closer to us. Out there this afternoon, that ridge is located over New Mexico, so still several states to our east. However, it's close enough by, those temperatures are starting to warm up in a pretty big way. And if you thought today was hot, just wait till we get to Friday. And Friday afternoon, the ridge is going to move over parts of Arizona and New Mexico. It's now looking like tomorrow and also Saturday are going to be the hottest days of this upcoming stretch of very dangerous temperatures. The question mark to the forecast, and we're going to get into this a little bit more as we break down some of the details for you, is where does the ridge set up on Sunday? Because we're starting to see some guidance. There could be a push of monsoonal moisture, but of course it all comes down to the placement of that high pressure system, and if it moves in just a position where we think we could get some showers and thunderstorms, that would also cool things down a little bit. So we'll talk about that in just a second. Obviously, the heat headlines are out there this afternoon. First of all, an extreme heat warning is still in effect. It will be through Monday night for the San Diego County mountains, deserts. That includes Borrego Springs, Julian, Pine Valley, and then also all of Imperial County, particularly for the temperatures that could get as hot as about 120 tomorrow, and then again on Saturday. West of the mountains, you're not spared from the heat either. Our valleys and coastline underneath a heat advisory through Monday night as well. Inland valleys could push 105 degrees. Our coastal community is going to be in the mid-80s to right around 90 degrees, which again is unusual even for summertime. Here we go. These are a look at our 5 o'clock temperatures, and again, a lot warmer than yesterday. You're noticing that as you look at the map. 88 in Escondido, 87 in La Mesa. Right now we're at 93 degrees in Julian, 96 in Pine Valley, uncomfortably hot and dangerously hot in Brawley at 116 degrees, 115 in El Centro. We were even hotter than this about an hour ago or so. We're starting to cool off just a tad as we start to lose some of the daytime heating. Speaking of that and cooling off, something I want you to keep in mind, if you're planning on walking one of your pets, your dog here, over the next couple of days, the best and safest time to do that is going to be before the sun rises in the morning and then also after the sun sets during the evening. Check out why. The road temperatures on the ground are just absolutely brutal. 125 Escondido, the road temperature in La Mesa is 128 degrees, even downtown San Diego 124. Brawley, the road temperature there 151 degrees. So of course our pets, our dogs, are going to be no match for just how hot and sizzling those ground temperatures are. Do them a favor, do yourself a favor, just wait until after the sun sets tonight. It will be comfortable for many of our locations once the sun goes down. In fact, along the coastline, we're going to drop back into the 60s tonight. The marine layer will move onshore here over the next couple of hours, probably even spreading into the valleys despite how hot it was today. Out through about the 15, those low clouds will move through, upper 60s there as well. In the mountains, a warm night is ahead. Low temperature is going to be in the mid-70s, and deserts and in Imperial County, we'll call it a hot night with your low temperature dipping down to about 92 degrees. Tomorrow morning is going to start off, again, like we talked about, in the 80s for some of us, 90s for others, and once the sun comes up, it is off to the races with the heat. This is tomorrow afternoon, about 3:30, 4 o'clock. Kind of a repeat of today out in Imperial County, 117 Brawley, 114 in Ocotillo, 115 Salton City. Look along the 15, we're in the 90s from Escondido south to La Mesa. Along the coastline, temperatures are going to be in the 80s as well. A great beach day, but again, pretty much anywhere else than along the coast, it is going to be very hot, dangerously hot at that. Look at low temperatures for Friday morning. This is 7 a.m. We start off near 90 in Brawley, 90 in El Centro, 98 degrees in Ocotillo. Unbelievable, right? And again, Friday is going to be a repeat of tomorrow where temperatures are going to be, again, in the triple digits, pushing 120. I do think Friday could be the hottest day for Imperial County. 119 in Brawley, 115 Ocotillo. Julian at 87, 90 Pine Valley. Some of our models suggesting that even downtown San Diego could push the mid to upper 80s heading into Friday afternoon. And then Saturday, again, the heat is relentless. So we'll do it all over again. 120 Brawley, 120 El Centro, 116 in Ocotillo. You get the idea. It's just going to be several days of extremely hot weather because of this ridge of high pressure. Now, remember a minute ago or so, I told you about Sunday as sort of the wild card day, the question mark to the forecast. If we get the ridge of high pressure in a position where it could tap into some monsoonal moisture and that push of moisture moves in, we could be talking about some additional cloud cover here from the mountains through the deserts that could keep temperatures down several degrees. There's also the possibility, right now it's only about 20% or so, that we could run into some showers and thunderstorms over the higher terrain of the San Diego County mountains. Those could produce some downpours, some gusty winds, and of course the end result there would be some rain cooled air. So we're hoping we get a little rain on Sunday there, as it would help us out with some of the heat that we have in place. As mentioned, rain chances and thunderstorm chances for the time being for Sunday capped at about 20% for the mountains, although that has the potential to increase over the next couple of days depending on how the forecast pans out and where that high pressure system is. Regardless, the 7-day forecast for our deserts in Imperial County is downright nasty. Again, 116 on Friday, 119, possibly 120 on Saturday. Slight dip in temperatures on Sunday depending on that cloud cover. Heat wave tries to break Monday and Tuesday, but we're starting to see some signal that by the beginning of next week, and particularly Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that high pressure may try to re-strengthen, reposition itself. So that's going to lead to another hot stretch of weather. In the mountains, 96 on Friday, 95 Saturday, that 20% chance of showers heading into Sunday. Slight break in the heat for Tuesday, but we're back into the mid-90s for Wednesday and Thursday. And in the valleys, the heat advisory continues through Monday. Again, the reprieve by Tuesday, possibly into midweek. We get a lot hotter, though, back to 94 on Thursday. Overnight lows there are going to be in the upper 60s to around 70 degrees. And finally, along our coastline, again, it's going to be the one spot you can kind of cool off to and maybe enjoy the water. Water temperatures are warm. Mid to low 80s here for the next couple of days. The heat advisory through Monday, and then lower 80s, 81 on Tuesday, as well as Wednesday will climb a few degrees by Thursday.